1977 Cadillac Coupe DeVille. Hello, this is Dimitri reporting from AlphaCars from our Boxborough location, and you guys and ladies are for a special treat. We're going to do a full underbody inspection of this gorgeous, truly amazing time capsule. 1977 with only 44,000 miles and documented 2-owner history. Majority of its time it's spent in Arizona. That's why we do have a pleasure of viewing such a spectacular, well-preserved original condition. So let's take a closer look. We are going to start from the front of the vehicle, and we'll take a first quick walk around the underbody, and then we will spend time in each particular section. But first, let's take a walk through so you can get an idea what an amazing vehicle we are dealing with. And another pass from front to back on the passenger side. So let's spend some time in the front of the vehicle. We're dealing with 1977 automobile, and look at the hardware. It doesn't have range marks. If you look at the threads, let's look at this thread, for example. It looks like how it went originally, it has never been moved. And there's absolutely no rust. For us here in New England, this is an amazing example. I'm sure in Arizona, maybe you guys see cars like this all the time, but this one is just absolutely stunning. There are hints of light, very light surface rust on the parts that had no coatings from the factory. And if this car was from New England, there would be nothing left of the front end by now. But I'm just showing you with the camera the condition of it, and the fact that it has not been in the accident. It's all original, 100%. Look at the frame rails; they're all great. Engine cross member in awesome condition, very light, insignificant. There's almost like no rust, but very light surface rust that comes off with your finger. So again, impeccable underbody condition. We continue on, and while we're in the front, we're going to glance at the engine. As you can see, it's a well-maintained vehicle. The second owner that traded the car with us towards, what did he buy? He bought a Mercedes, an S-Class. He has several other vehicles, and the Cadillac was certainly a special interest vehicle that he had for 10 years. He purchased the car from a couple from Arizona. They bought the car in New Jersey, and then when they moved to Arizona a year later, the car stayed there. So it's never actually spent any time in New England area. As you can see, there are minimal to no, I would say actually no oil leaks or any type of oil saturation. We're going to look at you can see the engine head from here. Literally not even any moisture. It looks absolutely spectacular. Check that out. Here's the back parts of the engine head sitting on the legendary engine block. You can still see original GM paint. Here's the matching number way in the back there. Let's zoom in. Let's focus 394876. This is a 100% original car, and all the numbers are matching numbers. So we continue on. As you can see, this car was not hacked in any way. It is 100% original. And again, I'll repeat, it is very well maintained. Vehicle. It was maintained by a Cadillac dealer in Arizona. We have all the service records, and the Second owner maintained it here with his family mechanic that they trust, and I can tell they did a great job. So we continue, we're moving towards the middle of the vehicle. Here is the condition of the transmission. Again, nice and dry, no leaks. You can see the tag there. You can still see a lot of original factory GM blue paint. Here's the vacuum modulator right here on the side, nicely set up. As you can see, the transmission has not been in and out. All the original hardware is in place and the bolts are not turned. Everything is factory original. We're moving our way towards the rear of the system. You can see original catalytic converter, original Y pipe, original GM clamp with some light surface rust. You can see the original bracket that by now on the majority of the vehicles, those are gone. And you can see the frame of the car. It has original factory GM paint on the inside. It is unheard of how well it survived, including the brake and fluid and fuel lines and all the hardware associated with them. As you can see, the floorboards are immaculate. There was some light scaffing on this side that we cleaned up. That's the only area that we had to work on. As you can see, there's a little, this undercoating, that is a factory undercoating. You can see it has been applied lightly, but on this car, it did not affect how well it survived, because luckily for this car, it spent the time in Arizona. And you can see more of the undercoating that was done probably at the factory. This is not something that was done afterwards, because you can just tell it's aged. The shocks are clearly new. You can see the springs in the back. We just installed the tailpipe. The tailpipe was original. It was good, but it was a little, it was getting aged. So we replaced it. You can see the rear axle in excellent condition. While we're here, we'll show you the tires. Goodyear, white wall, excellent condition. And now that we looked at the underbody, we're making our way to check out the rear body panel. Incredible, stunning original condition. Not a hint of rust anywhere. You can see that the energy absorbers has never moved. The original undercoating is still there on both sides, so no one actually tapped this car in the back in any shape or form. You can see how incredibly original it is. The wiring harness still has original clips. It hasn't been moved, it hasn't been apart. And wait until we get inside the car. But the underbody of this is equally important. As you can see, the lower rear quarters are all original pinch welds on the bottom, on both sides. As we make our way into a wheel well, again, I've seen some other cars from Arizona. They were great, very impressive, but nothing like this. This is definitely a very, very special example. In a period desirable, and even now desirable, color combination. So I think we covered majority of what people are looking for when they inspect the vehicle on the lift. Our technician has gone through all the joints, moved the suspension, checked the ball joints, steering tie rod ends, idler arm. Everything was checked, and he gave this car an awesome, a very impressive bill of health. So we're lucky to report that this car is going to be moving into our inventory, and I'm sure it will find a good home, hopefully somewhere in a warm place. And if it's going to be here in New England, someone will have a nice and warm garage for it. Please stay tuned for our other videos about this vehicle that will cover the exterior and the interior. And actually, before we end this video, let's take a look at the engine compartment. So let's take a walk around the vehicle before we lower it for the engine bay inspection. The body panels are nice and straight, and all the body panels are original. We know that left front fender, we were told by the second owner, and he was told by the original owner, that there was some cosmetic scratch or a dent on the left front fender that was repaired by the Cadillac dealer in Arizona. That is probably the only panel that has previous paint work. The chrome is incredible. If you love chrome, you should definitely consider this vehicle, even if you don't like a Cadillac. Check this out. And if you by chance are looking at this video and you know Russian, Gaz-14 Chaika, which is a government vehicle, now that I look at it, it reminds, the front end of it very much reminds that vehicle. Okay, let's keep going. The driver's side, the passenger side looks very, very nice. The paint texture is consistent. There are no dents, no dings. All the body lines are consistent with the type of the vehicle that it is. They line up. The gaps are, as you can see here, the gaps are nice and tight. And that's simply because this vehicle was not in any type of accident or other exciting interactions against firm objects on the road. So let's continue with lowering the vehicle. And by the way, I can tell by pushing the release lever on the lift, this car is very, very heavy. The lift wants to bring it down quickly. So let's keep moving. Let's lift up this hood. And yes, it is a heavy hood. Of course, it has assistance from the springs, but it is a heavy hood. We will start the vehicle and run it outside when we do the exterior and interior video overview. Right now, we just want to show you, again, an incredible original condition of this vehicle. We're going to start from the back of the engine compartment and move our way around the perimeter. You can still see some Arizona dust here and there. We have not detailed it. It is 100% original. The way that the second owner received it, he said they haven't gone inside at all, and he only used the car very little. Mainly it was as a collectible for him. You can see pretty much all the original GM blue paint on all the brackets. On the engine itself, you can see all the original hardware, obviously ignition wires, cap and rotor, and looks like the coil, they have been replaced, but they've been replaced properly with positioning the wires and routing wires properly through the brackets. You can see whoever did that, they had a respect for the original manufacturer routing. On a lot of older cars, you can just see people throw the wires, and that's not good. Of course, the car will run, but there are a number of reasons to do it and do it properly. As you can see, the carburetor, all anodized parts look fresh and original. The car starts incredibly well. It almost feels like it has fuel injection. We're not going to run it for a long time, but we're just going to do a quick cold start. And it is a cold start because, as you can see now, I'll put my hand on the exhaust manifold, and it is room temperature. So we're going to open this door. Oops, let's see if I can squeeze myself in through this not much room, because it is a big door. I am glad at AlphaCars we have soft edge protectors on our lifts. Let me get in there. Yes, the car has 47,000 875 miles. Oops, I am officially inside the vehicle. And check out, oh, it is so nice. I got back into 70s. Ignition on. We're gonna give it a 1 step on the gas, and we're gonna get it started. Check this out. Runs beautiful. Of course, the RPM is slightly higher because it is a carbureted vehicle. The choke is on and the throttle is bumped up a little bit. Look at all the parts and all the gauges. The condition of the seat is incredible. There will be more on this, but just quickly showing you the headliner is original. Look at the clock is original, and watch that last dial. It actually moves, and those are the seconds. It actually moves. Fuel gauge in the spot where everybody can see it, not just the driver. Drop the RPM. Let's lower this massive window. It moves nice, fast. And let's exit the vehicle and listen to the engine. Oops, the horn works well. Nice. Not much room here. Let's see if we can get out. The RPM is still a little bit high because the engine did not fully warm up. But even with this RPM, you can hear the, it's a super smooth running engine. No ticking, no squeaking, really nice. And we're down to idle. This is an incredible vehicle. This is an absolutely incredible original vehicle that performs like a nice, ready to go for enjoyment. This is not the car you need to chase. This is the car ready for enjoyment. You can buy it and you can use it. You can invite people, and it doesn't matter if you're a Porsche enthusiast, if you are a fan of Mercedes or BMW, and you have friends that share the same European car interests. This car will impress absolutely anyone, even people that have no interest in cars. They will get in and they will go, wow. In fact, they will go a major wow. It's a 1977 automobile. And check out, we're gonna close the hood and it's gonna get much quieter. Once again, here's the engine idling. It's not at the operating temperature, but it is getting close. Look at all the original stickers. Of course, we put a new battery. We made other number of improvements, including conversion of the air conditioning system to the R134. Check this out. This thing is awesome. This thing is quiet. This thing is impressive. And this thing is called Cadillac. 1977 Cadillac Coupe DeVille. Currently available at AlphaCars. Please visit alphacars.com or simply give us a call at 978-263-9000. Thank you very much for viewing this video. Thank you very much.